Good evening, everybody, and welcome here to the Sports Talk Network here tonight from Monday Night Raw review. Sorry about that, but for the Raw after SummerSlam being a pretty good show, I would say. And I did actually receive an email. No, I received an update and notification on Twitter of my SummerSlam Insta poll, and actually it was a tie between great and terrible. I'm sure some people were just voting terrible because A, maybe they felt that way, or just for the goof. But with the tie, I get to break ties for my Insta polls, since it's my show, my channel. Um, so I'm gonna go with great, since those two were tied, great and terrible, the extremes of the spectrum there. So I have spoken and with my fans and friends, and also I do say whether it's Talking WJ, Stephen A, Clackman, Mounty's Corner, X3, others that are part of that conversation, because I think we have like 48 people or 50 total. Hopefully, some people and they're TR Central, some of my boys and gals in there, Katrina the Good, Punkspiration, do retweet those sometimes to share with their fan bases and friends and familia and others. Um, Maybe even my team members, Kyron, Mark Ramble, uh, Raunchy Mikey when he's on Twitter. You don't have to. You don't have to do anything I say, but I would greatly appreciate if any of you guys or gals part of the conversation, or even if you're not part of the conversation, it's for the world to see anyway. Those tweets. Um, Welcome to retweet it. Again, you can follow me on Twitter at @theramble_WB and find my Insta polls. I just did one for Monday Night Raw, so people are welcome to retweet that one. It's up for 24 hours, as they always are. 24 hours after a show, Raw, SmackDown, or pay-per-view, I do them. I usually don't do them for NXT shows, Superstar, 205 Live, not because they don't deserve them. I mean, NXT is awesome. 205 Live has been its own creation of awesomeness, but I just do them for the bigger shows, or the shows that I deem bigger, or I think more would vote on, I guess. I don't know. Either way, it's Raw, SmackDown, and pay-per-views that I do those Insta polls for. So I just did one for Raw. Let me know what you think. And as always, there's 4 options. The 4 options are: do you think it was great? Do you think it was good? Do you think it was okay? Or do you think the show was terrible? For me, if I voted my Raw Insta poll tonight, I'd probably be voting that the show was good. It's entertaining, interesting, and had some so-so segments, but even still, those so-so segments for me were interesting because they were leading somewhere actually than just being jabroni matches in a 3-hour Raw to full time. I do actually think they truly meant a place for their match to end the show. Now that's technically supposed to be for each and every week, technically, but just for me as a viewer, staying captivated and interested and watching for 3 hours as I do and many others have, and I've been watching and um, been a part of this business for 30 plus years, or not 30 plus, I would say 20, 24 plus years, close to around there. But still, all in all, like I said, Monday Night Raw, a dang good show with a lot of dang interesting things happen. And one of the interesting things that happened with Baron Corbin being named the interim general manager because Stephanie McMahon got her arm broken, and now her and Alexa Bliss can share a cast. Not share a cast, but be besties and take photos with their casts. And Bliss looks so sad out there. And not like pitiful sad, but she's, being sad. Doing her thing. So that was awesome and pretty awesome there. And I'm sure Bliss will be fine moving forward. She'll have a match against Trish Stratus at Evolution. So that's a big moment for her, even though she's no longer champion. She wasn't going to be champion forever, right? So it makes sense to have Ronda Rousey. You're building up to Rousey versus Charlotte Flair at WrestleMania, probably. I know me and others think that way, but doesn't mean that's a foregone conclusion. But anyways, I guess they were planning with to write off Stephanie on the show, at least for the time being, until she comes back to talk about Evolution, announcing those tag team titles that are mysteriously supposed to happen. Part of me do hope that happens, and you have Sasha Banks and Bayley winning those. but we'll have to see. Yes, we will. So there you go. But like I said, and my buddy, my co-host, who will be away for a little bit for a while, however long he deems fit, he's going to college. So I wish him much luck, Kyron. Follow him on Twitter, Splash Bro Kyron. Again, that is Splash Bro Kyron. Suppose that all one word, no underscores, no dashes, just all one thing, 3 words. Splash Bro Kyron. Anyways, he was replying to my Insta poll for Raw, saying that other than the last 15 minutes, Triple H promo, other than those 2 things, a bad show, which is his opinion, and he has every right to think that way. But I say that it was a good show. I think every segment, every match, everything had its importance. And in the end, that's all that matters. At least I think that's the case, and I hope that most WWE fans do think that as well. But that is up to them. And you can let me know what you think and what you thought of the show in the comment section below or in the chat if you are watching live. Retweet, subscribe, do those 3 things that take 3 seconds. 3 things, 3 seconds. Like the video, subscribe to the channel, and ring the bell. Obviously, you don't have to, but I would greatly appreciate it if you do. Wink, wink, nudge. I was going to do the people's eyebrow, but I can't do it. I have to do it like this. And that even still looks bad. So I can kind of do it like a thing, like a cartoon character. Anyways, before this rambling makes it a terrible episode here of a Raw review, let's move on and actually talk about the show that this episode will be talking about. Monday Night Raw. Crowning new champions, Roman Reigns, new Universal Champion. Ronda Rousey, the baddest woman on the planet, or Rowdy Ronda Rousey, baddest woman on the planet. Want to make sure we have all those titles there. And her coronation as champion, having all the ladies, women, WWE superstars, female WWE superstars out there for the Raw brand, of course. And like I said, already talking about that segment, Stephanie McMahon getting an armbar. I'm making about her and Ronda Rousey put in her place. And of course, you have the heels, the female heels, attending to Stephanie, and the faces celebrating with Rousey. I thought there Nikki Bella was gonna attack. Maybe they're setting up Rousey versus Stephanie to main event Evolution instead of what was rumored, which was Nikki Bella versus Ronda Rousey. Now, it is official with Trish Stratus and Alexa Bliss. That is not a rumor. That is actual fact that WWE actually even tweeted themselves about it. Maybe they didn't mean it to leak online, as it did, but I don't know. Maybe someone in the graphics department is gonna get a suspension themselves for that. Maybe not fired, but suspension for that. Because someone's always watching. Whether it's 1 person, 10 people, whatever, they're always watching at the desk, either at Renee Young or someone else there. Guys or girls, looking at them or just whatever and noticing things. It's kind of hard not to notice that. So a lesson to be learned for that individual, or maybe it was meant to. I don't know. Maybe that was meant to be shown for the crowd only, and then they knew it was going to leak because hello, cell phones nowadays, right? So there you go for that. So I'm looking forward to Evolution. I know my buddy Kyron isn't, and others like-minded like him aren't, which is fine. He just it's one of those that he even said himself. He just he doesn't rant or dislike things in WWE or storylines just to dislike it, just to try to be cool, all that other BS. No, he actually has cold hard facts. His cold hard facts and opinions on why he dislikes that or why he doesn't like a wrestler or thinks it was stupid to have someone go heel or face or the Evolution pay-per-view, why he thinks it's not going to be bad, not going to be good, it's going to be a joke. He has facts and his opinions, strong opinions, why. Whether I agree or whether others agree or disagree with what he's saying, that's our own business, right? Just like him to agree or disagree with us, or me specifically, of course, since I'm the one talking. Right? It's all opinion. We all have one. That's why this WWE community is awesome, or WWE universe is awesome to me. Whether we agree or destroying each other, meaning arguing, hopefully in a respectful way, but sometimes on Twitter you don't see that way, but I try to do that. That's what I try to promote here on this channel too. Yes, we can disagree. You don't have to be like-minded like me. You don't. But if you're going to disagree with me, do it in a respectful way, and I will obviously respect you and your disagreement and your opinion on whatever we're rambling about or talking about on the shows or hearing these reviews. So I disagree with him on his thoughts on evolution. And Malik asked us a question of, if we could have 8 matches to book evolution, what matches would you have? And people can check it out, that tweet. But again, let's get to Raw. So other than that women's segment with the new champion Ronda Rousey, we start off the show with Roman Reigns. And Roman Reigns saying that he's going to give a title opportunity here because he's not going to be like Brock Lesnar. He's not going to hide. He's not going to be, the B word, even though I don't think he said that. But either way, could have, again, would have been a good opportunity to, be a little and not step in the title. And said he's going to give Finn Balor his opportunity. Been waiting a while to get to that rematch, so here you go. Finn Balor versus Roman Reigns set up for the show. But first comes out Baron Corbin, or actually first Finn Balor, then Kurt Angle to make the match. Baron Corbin comes out and says, no, this ain't happening. And then whines and complains about his loss to Finn Balor at SummerSlam because he wasn't expecting the Demon. Oh no. And such like that. But the match is made, and then also Baron Corbin put in a match training himself, or against Bobby Lashley defeating Constable Baron Corbin, at least at that moment, Constable Baron Corbin, because after Stephanie McMahon gets attacked, there's a backstage segment with Stephanie McMahon, Alexa Bliss, Kurt Angle, and Baron Corbin. Right, Alexa Bliss might be lost, but she's still in a segment with Kurt Angle, Stephanie McMahon, and my dude Lone Wolf Baron Corbin there. You know what should be a tag team, even though it won't be, is Corbin and Ambrose. Their looks to get up, but hey, that's not happening anytime soon, if ever. But just in their looks alone would make a good, cool team. Whether Baron went face or Ambrose went heel, for them to be a team. Anyways, in that segment, Stephanie McMahon says Kurt Angle may need a vacation, and also that Baron Corbin is now the acting interim, whatever you want to call it, general manager of Monday Night Raw, meaning as the acting general manager with that actual title, #promotion. I did retweet Baron Corbin's tweet again at the Ramble and WWE saying hit promotion there. As acting general manager, not actual general manager, but still. Point is, he's now Kurt Angle's boss, meaning as Constable, he was giving his opinion and making sure Stephanie McMahon's voice was heard through his mouthpiece, through him talking, and kind of being like Stephanie McMahon in that sense of almost being like his boss because he has that link to her, to his boss, Stephanie, sort of thing, but not actually being his boss in a sense, temporarily. Again, acting general manager. Then Corbin can, if he wants to, officially make a match, and Brock Lesnar gets his rematch at Hell in Hell in a Cell against Roman Reigns. I guess that could be made next week. Though I thought that might have been made at the end of the night with Brock Lesnar showing up. Because I thought he was announced to be on the Raw show. Maybe not. Maybe he didn't re-sign when he had that meeting, or behind closed door meeting with Vince McMahon. Who knows? You also the B team out there, one-on-one action with the Revival, Matt Hardy and the Woken team there. Matt Hardy's pretty much done with his wrestling career. He's already shadowed and learning the ropes backstage. Also, shout out to my friend and friend of the show, friend of the podcast, Clackman, who was there at the show. Enjoyed Monday Night Raw. Would have been awesome to have him here in the review, but he was at the show. I'm sure he's tuck it out with a long show and getting home or wherever and doing up videos for his own channel. So shout out to him. Find him on YouTube at Clackman, as it sounds, and on Twitter, Clackoff. There, welcome to follow him there and subscribe to his channel, ring the bell, because he has awesome content over there. Not just WWE, he talks ROH, New Japan, Impact Wrestling, all companies. So he's unlike me. He's not just WWE centric. He talks about them all. But either way, definitely, I hope that he had a good time at the show, and maybe we'll have him on Thursday for the review of SummerSlam and Raw and SmackDown, again, more in depth, on Thursday night, and get his thoughts on how the show was there live. Things that we might not know. But other than that, like I said, other interesting things happening. Which Elias trying to have another concert, and Hawking's coming out there saying, "Hey, to beat him," and he's gonna be that one that loses, and he gets his first win. They have a match. Elias wins. All right, but that still had a purpose. I still enjoyed it. I still thought that was a good segment. You also had a segment with Titus Worldwide against AOP, Authors of Pain getting the win, and then you see it seems like tension. You have Apollo Crews, Dana Brooke, they're sharing a moment backstage first before the match, and then kind of being hush-hush when Titus shows up, and then after the match and the loss, Dana attending to Titus and them kind of like not even reacting when Titus comes to talk to Apollo. Like they were shunning him right there without actually walking on him, sort of thing. Like AOP did to Paul Ellering when they were called up. So, not like that, but maybe a slow build, slow burn to that happening, to that split. Just like we think of the split of the New Day happening at some point, split of Boston Hug Connection at some point to have that feud finally. That seems like to be the case for Titus Worldwide, and hopefully that's good things for both Titus O'Neil and Apollo Crews to get something going in their WWE careers beyond what it is. Though Titus O'Neil, I think it's going to be fine, whether or not he ever becomes WWE champion or any champion in WWE, because he always will have a job as an ambassador, maybe even as a coach at some point. Who knows? He is a smart son of a gun, and he does a lot of behind the scenes things, and a lot of goodwill for WWE. Being a team player in that sense, being reliable in that way. If WWE needs a superstar to go to professionalize or this and that, and Titus O'Neil will always, or most of the time, if he doesn't have something already scheduled, either by the company already scheduling him for something else somewhere else, or otherwise would say doesn't do so. So even that had its point, had its reason. I enjoyed it. So those little things and those quote unquote bathroom breaks that I'm sure others took, I actually enjoyed and watched. And then the main things and bigger things, like the main event, you have Roman Reigns defending his title against Finn Balor. And as the match is going on, Braun Strowman comes out. You think he's going to cash in, but then the Shield music hits. And you have Seth and Dean coming out there and Ryan in their cool gear. And Dean looking awesome, moving more so now with his new haircut, new look. I guess it's the same kind of look with the Shield, right? But Dean Ambrose with his new look coming back and probably will be turning heel. See, I didn't think this was going to happen, but I like this now to even be a bigger part of when Dean Ambrose finally does turn heel. Because remember when Seth Rollins turned heel, they were in the Shield. They had that feud. They were having a feud with Evolution, Batista, Orton, and Triple H, and Plan B happened, and Seth Rollins chair shot to both Reigns and Ambrose. First Reigns, then Dean. Now you flip and reverse it, in a sense, and you have Dean Ambrose turning heel, them in the Shield, with a feud against somebody, I don't know, some group, some other faction, or maybe not at all, maybe even after winning a feud or winning something. Point is, then you have a Raw segment or previous moment with Dean Ambrose, maybe not doing the exact same thing, but something like it, and turning on with Roman Reigns and Seth Rollins. So I think that would be very interesting for me. And that's being, as a big Shield fan, as a Dean Ambrose fan, Lunatic Fringe. I'd love to see him WWE or WWE Universal Champion, WWE Champion again, or Universal Champion in the future. But that bias aside, that fandom aside, I think them being back in the Shield and the Shield being back in general will make whenever Dean does turn heel even more impactful and full circle as well. But like I said here with this quick review, which doesn't seem so quick, just hitting some bullet points of the show and talking about some other things as well. A good show. looking forward to seeing how Raw goes in the next couple of weeks. I will be back tomorrow night, 9 p.m. Central, 10 p.m. Eastern, for the SmackDown Live review. If you were here in the live chat, I'm sorry I wasn't able to get the chat up. Please let me know on Twitter or in the comment section below after this does upload if you were in the live chat, and I'll make sure to actually be there, and hopefully it works tomorrow night. And I'm always looking for guests, and I am also looking for, Baron Corbin is a interim general manager, right, for Storyline. He's interim general manager. Stephanie's out for the time being. Well, Kyron Chase is going to be out for a couple of weeks because he's getting, settled in school, and hopefully that goes awesome for him. Good luck. But I do need a co-host for Steve's Wrestling Ramble because Mark Ramble is out a lot. Raunchy's barely there because he's working like a son of a gun because, hey, hard work makes the dream work, right? So I'll need a co-host to at least have not always be one-man band eating every week because it might even be happening this Thursday if he's not able to make it. So if Clackman or others, or if you yourself that's watching is interested to being a co-host of a podcast, definitely like to try out. Definitely like to speak with you and see where that would go, because I would definitely love to have an interim co-host, or maybe even if you're interested just to be interim and then enjoying our chemistry, then want to be permanent. That's fine too. I can always add people to the team, right? You never know with things, so let me know. Just wanted to share, and I'll probably bring it up again tomorrow at the end of the SmackDown Live review, and then Thursday at the end of the last episode at the beginning. Probably be better at the beginning when most people are watching. Anyways, hope you all enjoyed this review. We'll do it again tomorrow. Hope you all have a great rest of your Monday evening. You can follow me on Twitter at @the_Ramble_WWE, or on my personal Twitter handle at Army_Strong_06. Follow me on Instagram and Snapchat at StevieK_06. That's StevieK_06. So enjoy the rest of your evening. Enjoy your Tuesday. Enjoy the weather in your area, no matter what it is. Stay safe, have fun, and above all else, as always,